Hundreds of people took to the streets today in a celebration day of Jesus. Parade of the Centuries kicked off at 10 a.m., starting its route at Queen's Park and moving into the downtown core. People of all ages, cultures, and religions joined in the celebration. Biblical characters from Genesis to Revelations were featured in the procession, singing and dancing to modern-day music. With the new millennium fast approaching, this parade highlights the coming together of old and new.
People of the Jewish faith are celebrating Rosh Hashanah today. Their New Year festivities continue until tomorrow, and many local Christians are also celebrating their faith today.
I'm here today to celebrate Jesus Christ, his birth, his death, and his resurrection.
We exalt the name of Jesus. Hallelujah!
Celebrate Jesus, celebrate.
The parade wound its way through downtown streets this morning. It was meant to celebrate 2,000 years of Christian faith.
From exotic food to exotic music, an all-day celebration of Toronto's ethnic diversity today at Nathan Phillips Square for the first annual Ethno Music Gospel Fest.
Today we're celebrating different nations and we're coming together to really praise and worship God with our indigenous language. And Toronto is called the meeting place, and there's so many different nationalities. And so we're just celebrating the different diversities of cultures in the city of Toronto. But we all have one thing in common, and we all worship God and we all love God.
Singing praises at Nathan Phillips Square. Gospel music from around the world could be heard downtown today. It's the first ever Ethno Music Gospel Fest. Musicians, singers, and dancers were using their native languages and different cultural styles to celebrate their Christian faith.
Floats and live bands led the march, the flag-waving faithful.
And the temperature was nowhere near zero today. With weather like this, it was a great afternoon for a parade. People dancing around in biblical costumes and brightly colored shirts. Thousands of Christians from across the GTA gathered at Queen's Park for Jesus in the City parade. It was sunny and hot, and if you liked the weather today, you'll love the forecast for the next few days. Details coming up.
Some traffic tie-ups in the city today with a large parade taking over some downtown streets. Thousands of Christians from all denominations gathered at Queen's Park this afternoon for a Jesus in the City parade and rally. The group marched along Bloor, Yonge, and College streets, complete with live gospel bands, floats, and biblical costumes. This is the 5th year for the Festival of Praise, a time for churches of different nationalities and denominations to come together and celebrate their love of God.
And thousands of people took to the streets in downtown Toronto today for the Jesus in the City. It is the 5th year for the annual Gospel Parade. Christian bands and floats made their way from Queen's Park along Bloor, Yonge, College, and University before returning to the park. Organizers describe it as a family event involving churches from across the GTA. Many participants were dressed in biblical dress. After the parade, there was a praise and worship service.
Some colorful costumes took over the streets of Toronto for the annual Jesus in the City parade.
In the name of Jesus, and we say thank you.
Thousands turned out to take in live bands, choirs, and see the floats. Billed as worship on the streets of Toronto, the 5th annual parade is sponsored by churches from across the GTA. Great day for a march. A colorful march through the streets today as thousands gathered for the annual Jesus in the City parade.
Forever God is faithful.
Why did you come out here?
Why? For Jesus.
Jesus! Jesus!
The event featured live bands, choirs, and floats, as well as people dressed as characters from the Bible.
A massive gathering back here at home today drew thousands of Christians onto the city streets.
Who is the King of Glory?
Participants say that Jesus in the City Parade was about celebrating their faith outside the church walls. With flatbed trucks converted into rolling stages, people wearing religious costumes were dancing in the streets.
Christians from all over the GTA use lively gospel music to spread what they call the word of Jesus. The parade is known as the Jesus in the City. John Hodge portrayed Jesus, who was flanked by his disciples. It appeared to be heaven on earth as these angels adorned this float. The 6th annual Jesus in the City Parade March is organized by various Christian groups in the Greater Toronto area as a show of their faith.
Thousands of Torontonians hit the streets of the downtown today in a massive gospel celebration. It's the 7th year for Jesus in the City, and the event is described as the fastest growing parade in the GTA. Various Christian organizations are involved, and the parade features floats, biblical costumes, and singing and dancing to music.
We're here because we want Canada to know that Jesus is Lord of Canada. And we love Jesus, and we want to let everyone know about Jesus.
The parade followed a 5-kilometer course through the downtown. Organizers say it's a chance for various Christian groups to show solidarity.